What's up, y'all? Y'all know who it is. You know what it is, your boy JP. And if you want to find out how to do this with your aftermarket radio, that means hooking up a backup camera, please continue to watch. Alright, y'all, so first things first, we gotta mount the camera. Only thing we have to do is line it up, put it on the back, and then we actually take the screw, go through the tag hole and the camera hole, and then we're gonna put that thing in there just like that. I'm trying not to get his tag in here. It's none of your business. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We're just gonna go ahead and get these. Alright, tag camera is mounted. Alright, so what I like to do is put some type of protection over this wire, either some split loom I don't have anymore, so I use this Tech Flex, kind of like a braided sleeve type thing, and I'll come down from my tag and I'll just go right along the factory wiring. I try to zip tie, I try to go over as much as possible when I can go over something. See if I could, there you go over, like I go over that pole, zip tied along the factory harness, and then it's gonna come right here to another zip tie here, going over that pole, and it's gonna leave us to this junction. So some of your backup cameras come to where it's just one full wire. Some come with a quick disconnect. Now this is very important. Even though we have this braided sleeve on here or your split loom, I always leave these two open. With this one, these have two loops, so one loop will be for your grid lines and one loop will be for your for the mirrored image. And the reason they do it like that is because if you can use this camera for the front or the rear, so if you have it going towards the rear, it needs to have a mirrored image, so you will keep the loop. If you have it on the front, then you need to reverse that image so you're actually seeing what the camera's seeing, then you will cut one of those loops. But this right here is our quick disconnect. I do not put the sleeving on on this, because if for any reason, let's just say I need to service this backup camera and it's actually the camera that's bad and not the wiring, then I can just do my disconnect right here and I don't have to worry about finding it, as far as, you know what I'm saying, trying to find out where in this braided sleeve do I have that quick disconnect. So I just connect it here, zip tie it there just for that purpose, and then it continues. So what we do with our backup cameras is I actually catch my reverse wire that's going to trigger the radio up front, and I extend my power and ground from the camera and I take it up front. That way we can tie our camera to ignition so it's on as soon as the car comes on, and when it goes in reverse, the reverse is only going to trigger what the radio needs to actually change to actually see the image. That way, if your radio has some type of feature to where you can actually press a button and see the camera while you're driving, you have that function, because the power is not being powered. The camera is not being powered by reverse, it's being powered by ignition. Alright, y'all, so there's actually a couple ways that I can do this. As you can see right here in this Ford, I have a rubber grommet, and with that grommet I can actually make me a small little slit right here, run my wires through and pull them in through the other side. Now I could do that, but sometimes you can run the risk of, even though you can see from the other side by just removing the carpet, sometimes you may run the risk of poking the hole too far, or cutting any wires on the inside, or for whatever reason, if you don't have anything to seal this back up, then that's just an easier way for water to get in through that grommet. Even though it's dripping down, I mean, I guess it won't be too bad. But also in this Ford, they have a small little see if I can get it. Oh yeah, right here. So this is just like a small little deal that I can just come up here and cut with this. See, I get my finger through there. So now what I'm going to actually use is what's called a snap bushing. We have a plastic snap bushing that will actually fit this hole perfectly, and I'm gonna pull it in, push it in through the other side. And what that snap bushing is going to do is going to allow a plastic seal around here to where when I run my wire through, the wires won't be touching any metal, and that's what we don't want, because we don't want anything to ground out, short circuit, or whatever the case is. So alright, so that's the snap bushing that's went through the little hole here, And this is the grommet. So I could have poked a hole through here, but this grommet has a really good seal on it, and I don't want to bust that seal, especially when I have another spot over there. So in the sense, I probably would have drilled the hole still and used a snap bushing instead of disrupting that grommet. But I did use the wire that came off to make sure that my wire is as tight, not too tight, but as tight as it can be coming from here. Now we just gotta find our reverse trigger and we'll run this up to the back of the radio. Alright y'all, so I know with these Fords, the black with the pink is the reverse. Sometimes it's green with yellow, but we have a black with pink right here. I got my Power Pro hooked up. So what we're gonna do right now is turn the car on, and I'm gonna put my foot on the brake and see if we get that 12-volt signal that we really need. Hold on just a second. That's in the reverse. That's in park. That's in reverse. That's in park. So that right there is our reverse wire. So what I'm gonna do is get a wire, military splice it right here, run that to the trigger on the back of the radio. Then we'll take our gray and engrave a black stripe. Gray is gonna be positive, the black stripe is gonna be negative. Run that to the ignition on the radio. And then we have our RCA right here that's going to go in our rear camera slot on the back of the radio, and guess what, our backup camera's going to work. All right Jazz all right guys, so we got the harness tested, taped up real nice. I got my power, reverse, and our backup camera hooked up to our ignition. I got a, let's see if I can get that thing to focus. All right, so that little twisted pair of red and black is coming off our ignition, coming off the radio. You guys can hook it up to whatever you want, but I know that camera does not pull a lot of current. The camera I think does like 1 amp. This radio does 10 amps, and the radio circuit on this car does 15 amps. So we're good as far as not blowing any fuses or anything like that. But that's hooked up. You have the reverse wire off the radio hooked up to our green that we found, and right here on the back, see if I can get it to focus. Oh, I'm glad I did, because I got it in the wrong slot. So I don't know if you can see, but this is actually etched in. It says R cam. Can you see that? R cam, yeah. That's the slot we want to do. All right. I want to turn the right side up first. That might work. All right, JVC radio. I have no idea what that sounds. So we want these parking lines off here, okay, so your camera has parking lines and your radio has parking lines. We don't need 2 sets. So if we're going to use the camera's grid lines, then we want to turn these off. But camera interruption, we want to keep that on. And go ahead and yeah, I'm just pressing the wrong button. Go to finish. All right, y'all, check it out. Boom. So that's exactly how you hook up the backup cam. Go in reverse, it goes in reverse, put it in drive apart, and it goes back to the regular. If you find any value in this video, please like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. I will have all the links to the products that I'm using in the description, and happy install to you guys. Until the next card, this is JP signing out, baby. Peace.